Good morning, students. I am Suraj Kumar, your geography teacher, and we are studying the chapter 3rd of your NCERT Part 8 textbook, Fundamental of Human Geography. So, in the last class, we had seen about this chapter 3rd, that is population composition, and here we are studied about sex ratio. So, in the last class, we had seen about some of the distinguished attributes of the population that are in terms of occupation, education, and life expectancy, including sex ratio. So the first attributes in this chapter is sex composition. So we had seen about the formula of sex ratio, number of females per thousand males. Formula is also discussed. Then we had seen about the natural advantages to the women, that is the biological advantages of females over the males, because they tend to be more resilient than males counterpart. Females are more resilient, okay, but that natural biological advantage is used to be cancelled out by some of the social disadvantages in form of discrimination against females and women. So we seen all these things in the last class. Then we had seen about the population, world population data. So in that part we had seen that highest sex ratio in the world has been recorded in a Baltic country, Latvia. I already shown where this country Latvia is. This is European country. Let's see it again. In the map of Europe, you will find this Baltic country, Latvia. Just see it. In the mid is Baltic Ocean, Baltic Sagar. So, three countries on the eastern side of this Baltic state, that is between this Baltic Sea and Russia, is Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania. So, Latvia is in between Estonia and Lithuania. So earlier these three nations was a part of USSR. They got segregated from the USSR after the disintegration of USSR. So world highest sex ratio is in this country Latvia, okay. Besides that, we also seen that favorable demographic dividend or favorable sex ratio in support of males means the sex ratio where male outnumbered females. The highest sex ratio favorable to males in the world is in the Asiatic country called Qatar. Qatar is a Gulf nation. We had seen in the last class too that Qatar is a, देख रहे हो ये फारस की खाड़ी. So इस Gulf nation is a just besides or down the slide or besides Iran. Iran is a nation, and besides Iran is this Faras ki Khadi, and here you will get these three nations: Bahrain, Qatar, Doha, Manama. All these things are there. So Qatar is a country in Gulf of Iran, near to the Gulf of Iran. Qatar is a Asiatic country which is having a most highest favorable sex ratio with respect to males. So if we look into the unfavorable sex ratio in terms of female, this is Qatar. And if we look the favorable sex ratio of any country of the world, the highest sex ratio which is favorable in terms of females, that is on the Latvia. Okay, so these are showing a highest or the lowest sex ratio in the world in terms or in favorable to females. Now we had seen in the last class about the world pattern of sex ratio, and there we had seen that developed country of the world will exhibit a very less variation. So they shows a perfect balance between the number of males to the females, and does not shows a huge or does not show any sort of variation in terms of number of males to females. So they had a very constant type of sex ratio, and out of more than 211 countries of the world, according to United Nations data, more than out of 211 countries, more than 139 countries of the world will show a favorable sex ratio in terms of or with respect to females. So, and the rest 72 country is listed or are depicting or are showing unfavorable sex ratio with respect to females and women. So that was the world pattern of sex ratio. Now if we look into the Asia's figure, then we had found that Asia shows a comparatively lower sex ratio which is unfavorable to women's and female sex. Okay, the country like India, China, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia are showing or depicting lower sex ratio, unfavorable to females. On the other extremes, if we look into the greater part of the developed region of the world, especially Europe, including Russia and Baltic countries like Estonia, Latvia, and we had seen these three countries, Baltic state or Baltic countries. So these area are maximum countries of the Europe, especially the Western Europe or Northern American countries, which are the developed country of the world, including Russia, will depicts a favorable sex ratio in terms of females. So they are showing a higher or comparatively constant sex ratio. Okay. Now some of the country in Europe too is showing a comparatively lesser sex ratio, but that deficit of male as comparison to the women or females of the population in terms of in terms of higher sex ratio of women or females is mainly attributed to the fact that European country have a better status of or better life of women and females. Besides that, male dominated out migration also plays a major role in higher sex ratio, favorable sex ratio with respect to females and women's. Okay. Now the next topic which I am going to start today is sex structure. So what is sex structure, how it is defined, and how we can segregate sex structure of the age structure of the world. So this is not sex structure, this is age structure of the world. So just see it. Age structure represent the number of people of different age group. Means if we divide the total population in different age group, then what percentage of the people or what percentage of the citizen of a particular area or a country lying in which age group? In a age group of working population, or in a age group of older population, or in a age group of youthful population. So that thing is all about age structure. This age structure is an important indicator of population composition. So why it is so? It is so because the age group of 15 years to 59 years indicate mainly the working population. So most of the country or the any growing country needs to depict a large working population. Otherwise, any economy will not able to excel in a proper way, because the number of dependents or number of elderly and youthful population will create a certain kind of burden over the economy and society. So that's why for any growing economy it is mandatory to have a larger working population. Now the aged people or the aged population is defined by the people having an age of over 60 years, and these kind of citizens are called, these kind of citizens having an age of more than 60 years are called aging population, and they requires more expenditure on healthcare facility. So they are not a productive or working type of population. Instead they become a kind of dependent upon the working population. They become a kind of burden over the working group. So huge number of or huge population of such a age group will become a burden for our economy too. So there need to be a perfect balance between the working population and the dependent, and dependent includes the older population as well as youthful population. Youthful population comprises the age group of up to 15 years. So from 0 to 14 years, or the time one reaches the 15 years, is the age of youthful. So this is all about the age structure of a population. So these have a very important, these are the age structure is a very important indicator of population composition in terms of productivity and development. Now the next topic which I am going to discuss with you guys is all about age sex pyramid. So I think all of you had read about the pyramid के बारे में आपने सबने. Firstly, before going to this topic, I just want to discuss a short thing about the sex ratio of India. So that is not covered basically here, but that is very important. We as an Indian need to study about the sex ratio of India. Just see it with these slides. According to 2011 census, if we look into the sex ratio of India, we'll find that India on an average, if you look into the entire India, the sex ratio of whole India according to 2011 census is 943 females per 1000 males. And one more attribute is child sex ratio. It is all about the new growing population, that is between the age group of 0 to 6 years. If we consider the total population of a country in a age group of 0 to 6 years, the number of girl child as comparison to per 1000 boys child is shown by child sex ratio. So this is also one of the important attributes in terms of growing or expanding population or declining population. So when we study about the favorable demographic dividend in terms of age structure with different age groups, that is working group or youthful age population or older population, so this sex ratio will plays an important role because they are the future of any economy. So youthful population, maybe it seems like they are right now burden, but they are the future. Just after crossing the youthful age group, they will enter into the working age group. So they are the future for any economy. So that's why this is very important. These are not burden, these are the future. If you look into any kind of economy, the elderly population or older people or older citizen will took as a dependent population or the burden. Dependent is youthful too. Youthful population is also dependent, but they are considered to be more in sense of future generation or future population. So elderly is the only burden part or only dependent population for any economy. So in this sense, the sex ratio of economy, the whole sex ratio means in the entire age group from 0 degree to till the time of death of a citizen, that is entire life expectancy. In terms of entire life expectancy, the sex ratio of India is 943 females per 1000 males, but instead if we consider between the age group of 0 to 6 year, the child sex ratio of India is just 919 girl child as comparison to the per 1000 boy child. So this is all about the India's. If we compare it as comparison to the 2001 census, if we compare the figure of 2011 census with 2001 census, just see its sex ratio of India is improved by 10 basic points. That is, in 2001 census, India's sex ratio is 933, and now in 2011 we get it to 943 females per 1000 males. But instead, just look at, there is reverse trend in terms of child sex ratio. In 2001 census, the child sex ratio was 927 girl child per 1000 boy child, but in 2011 there it is showing a slight decline in terms of child sex ratio. We declined to 919 girl child from 927 girl child as comparison to 2001 census in 2011 census. So overall sex ratio is showing some positive trend, but if we look into the child sex ratio, it is declining. So future is not showing the same picture as the present. Okay, out of the different states of India, Kerala is showing the highest sex ratio in India. Kerala is showing 1084 females per 1000 males. So here females outnumbered males in Kerala and Pondicherry. So there is one state and one UT, Kerala and Pondicherry, are having a favorable female sex ratio, and females outnumbered males over these states in India. Besides that, all the states and UTs of India, in all these states and UTs, male outnumber females. So there is slightly or more unfavorable sex ratio trend in other states of India except Kerala and Pondicherry. Okay, So Tamil Nadu is also showing a very constant type of data. So it's near to or equivalent to equal type of number of females as comparison to the males. Andhra Pradesh is also on the higher side than these states like Chhattisgarh, Meghalaya, Manipur, Odisha, Mizoram. All these showing a better sex ratio. But on the reverse, if we look into the child sex ratio, all are having a less number of girl child as comparison to 1,000 male boys child. So here the child sex ratio is unfavorable in case of all the states of India. Then it's showing the different state-wise data of sex ratio throughout the India. If we look into our state, our neighboring state Jharkhand is having a 948 females per 1,000 males, and same in terms of child sex ratio too. So Jharkhand is showing same sex ratio for entire population age group and 0 to 6 year of age group. So sex ratio and child sex ratio is same for Jharkhand. Now just look at our own state Bihar. Bihar is having a different picture. Here child sex ratio, that is age group of 0 to 6 year, the ratio of girl child to the boy child will outnumber the overall sex ratio of the state. Here general sex ratio, that is the sex ratio of females to the males over the entire age group, is 918, which is comparatively lesser as compared to child sex ratio. So in case of Bihar, our future is comparatively in a safer state of affairs in terms of sex ratio. So here the sex ratio of Bihar according to 2011 census is 918, whereas child sex ratio is on a higher side. If we compare the state of Bihar as per 2011 census and 2001 census data, then we will see there is a slight decline. In 2001 census we are at 919. Now it is declined by 1 basic point and we are on 918, whereas girl size or child sex ratio, in case of child sex ratio there is a decline of 7 basic point. Okay, if we consider the lowest sex ratio in entire India, so you just see it, 27 number Punjab. So Punjab is showing a slight improvement in terms of overall sex ratio as well as child sex ratio. So there was an increase of around 50 basic point in case of child sex ratio in Punjab, whereas an improvement of near about 19 to 20 basic point in terms of general sex ratio of Punjab. So out of all the bigger states, Jammu and Kashmir is at 29th number with 889 females per 1,000 males. Then comes Haryana. So Haryana is a state with lowest sex ratio in India amongst the bigger states. If we not consider union territories, out of all the bigger states of India, Haryana is having a lowest sex ratio of female, that is 879 females per 1,000 males. In case of girls, child sex ratio 2. In case of child sex ratio 2, Haryana is at the lowest place out of all the bigger states of India. Even then, if we compare the figure of Haryana from 2001 census in 2011 census, there is a slight increase in number in terms of sex ratio. From 861 Haryana reaches to 879. There is an increment of 18 basic point. Same is the case with child sex ratio too. From 819, Haryana reaches at 834. So there was slight increasing trend in 2011 census as compared to 2001 census, but even after that increasing trend in sex ratio, Haryana is at the lowest number or lowest state out of all the bigger states. Then just see others, last 5 from 31 to 35 all are UTs. So the lowest amongst the all the states and UT is Daman and Diu and Dadar and Nagar Haveli. So just look at Daman and Diu. It is just 618 girl child as compared to per thousand males, just 618 females. But if we look at girl sex ratio, there is a lot of improvement in these states too. Okay, so this is all about the sex ratio of India. Now we already seen age structure in terms of different age group, working population, then older population, and then the population of youth population. Now we need to look, we are going to see this age sex pyramid. So what is pyramid? आपने मैथ्स में पढ़ा होगा. What is pyramid? Pyramid is a shape which are having a larger or the stronger base, and there was a downgrading trend towards the top. So it is a quadrilateral or quadrant where there is a 4. This is 3D figure. Firstly, pyramid is 3D figure with 4 edges. So all these 4 edges, the base is comprises of a square or a rectangular. There is a rectangular or a squarish base, and there was a declining trend towards the or narrowing in towards the top. So that is pyramid in maths. So age sex pyramid is all about the depiction of population composition, especially the sex ratio and population in a sense of or in a way of pyramidal structure like this. Just see it. There is 3 trend here. This is expanding population. Now the constant population is shown by this figure. Then the declining population is shown by this figure. So all these declining population pyramid is this. This is constant population pyramid, and this is all about the expanding population pyramid. Firstly, I just want to explain how we need to look these pyramids. How we need to look this age sex pyramid. So just see it. I'm zooming it just on one figure. We'll look this only and try to explain it. This is expanding population pyramid. So just see it. This is showing over the y-axis. You can see it. It is divided into different time group, different age group. So time or the age is shown over the y-axis in different groups, like age group of 0 to 4 years, then age group of 5 to 9 years, then age group of 10 to 14 years, and so on. So this way there is an interval of 4 or 5 years, and this is divided into different age groups. Over the x-axis we will find the population in terms of percentage, population of males and population of females. So towards the left side of this pyramid is the number of males, and towards the right side of it is the number of females. So that too, number of males and females in terms of percentage of population. So these number of male to females is drawn over the x-axis of the pyramid in terms of percentage wise. So population of male and population of female is converted into percentage term, and that percentage term is the scale over the x-axis. So these percentage of population of male and female is drawn over the different age group, and this is the diagram of increasing population pyramid. So why it is so called increasing population pyramid? Just see it. If you look at the age group of 0 to 4 year, you will find here that there is more number of male and female. So if you look the entire pyramid, the base is strongest here. Okay, so in the age group, more number of people born, more number of male and female born. So 0 to 4 year is showing that there is a more number of male and female, that is birth rate is on the higher side. Same way in between 5 to 9 years there was a slight decline, and so on with respect to different age groups. So सबसे ज़्यादा आप यहाँ पे देखिए इस पिरामिड में कि सबसे ज़्यादा जो लोग हैं, सबसे ज़्यादा नंबर ऑफ मेल एंड फीमेल जो हैं वो 0 to 4 ईयर के एज ग्रुप में दिख रहे हैं. एंड एज वी मूव अपवर्ड, that is from 5 to 9 year age group, then 10 to 14 year, then 15 to 19 year of age group and so on. तो ऊपर की तरफ जैसे जैसे हम मूव कर रहे हैं तो नंबर ऑफ पॉपुलेशन ऑफ मेल एंड फीमेल डिक्लाइन हो रहा है. इसमें भी अगर आप देखेंगे, अगर आप ध्यान देंगे, you will find that in a, just see the age group of 10 to 14 years. So there you, from 10 to 14 year and 15 to 19 year, you will find that there was a ample of decline of male population in terms of percentage, whereas that is not the case in case of female population. ठीक है, तो 10 से 14 साल के एज ग्रुप को आप देखिए और 15 से 15 टू 19 ईयर एज ग्रुप को आप देखेंगे तो आप देखिएगा कि नंबर ऑफ मेल में स्लाइट डिक्रीमेंट है. 10 से 14 साल में जितने नंबर ऑफ मेल थे 8, देखिए 8 पॉइंट समथिंग है. मीन्स इफ इट लेट्स सपोज इट इज कैलकुलेटेड इन टर्म्स ऑफ 8 मिलियन, तो 8 मिलियन से ज़्यादा थोड़ा सा 10 से 14 साल के एज ग्रुप में मोर देन 8 मिलियन यानी 8.25, लेट्स सपोज 8.25 यानी 8.25 मिलियन मेल पॉपुलेशन है. मेल पॉपुलेशन ये 10 से 14 साल के एज ग्रुप में है किसी इकोनॉमी में, किसी कंट्री में. यानी 8 से 8 to 8.25 million of males are there in a age group of 10 to 14 years in this country, Nigeria, so called Nigeria. तो नाइजीरिया में 8.25 मिलियन मेल पॉपुलेशन है बिटवीन द एज ग्रुप ऑफ 10 to 14 ईयर्स. अब इसके कंपैरिजन में आप अगर 15 to 19 ईयर्स में जा रहे हैं देन देयर वाज अ स्लाइट डिक्लाइन. एंड अब जो है 15 से 19 साल के एज ग्रुप में देयर इज जस्ट 7.75, 8 से थोड़ा सा कम, 7.75 मिलियन ऑफ मेल पॉपुलेशन आर लाइन. ठीक है, परसेंटेज टर्म में तो इसको आप मिलियन के टर्म में मत देखिए, इसको परसेंटेज टर्म में 8% से ज़्यादा 8.25% ऑफ द टोटल पॉपुलेशन ऑफ मेल आर देयर इन 10 to 14 एज ग्रुप, एंड 15 से 19 साल के एज ग्रुप में 7.75% ऑफ द टोटल मेल पॉपुलेशन ऑफ द कंट्री आर लिविंग. ओके, एट द सेम टाइम इफ वी कंपेयर द फीमेल नंबर इन द सेम एज ग्रुप, 10 to 14 एज ग्रुप में जाके देखिए फीमेल का नंबर, तो यू विल फाइंड कि 10 से 14 एज ग्रुप में सेम कंट्री में नंबर ऑफ फीमेल्स आर कंपेरेटिवली लेसर देन द नंबर ऑफ मेल. मेल कितने थे? 8.25%, बट हियर द परसेंटेज ऑफ फीमेल इज कंपेरेटिवली लेसर. देखिए कितना है, 8.2 के जगह 7.6 ही है. 10 to 14 ईयर्स ऑफ एज ग्रुप के एज ग्रुप में आप जाके देखिए डेटा में कि यहाँ नंबर और परसेंटेज ऑफ फीमेल पॉपुलेशन इज जस्ट लेसर देन 8%, it is near about 7.6% of the total population of females. और फिर उसके कंपेयर में आप जब 15 to 19 ईयर एज ग्रुप में जाके देखेंगे, देयर वॉज वेरी लिटिल डिक्रीमेंट. इन केस ऑफ मेल्स देयर वॉज अ बिट ऑफ 0.5% डिक्रीमेंट. ठीक है, 8.25 से 7.75 पे गया था. देयर वॉज अ डिक्रीमेंट ऑफ 0.5% ऑफ पॉपुलेशन. Whereas in case of females, it is number of females are comparatively lesser in 10 to 14 year age group itself, but the decrement from 10 to 14 years to 15 to 19 years age group, especially in case of women, is comparatively lesser. So पहले ही women 7.6% of the population थी 10 से 14 साल के एज ग्रुप में, और अब वो जस्ट थोड़ा सा गिर के 7.4 से भी ज़्यादा 7.45 पे ही रह गई है 15 से 19 साल में. सो डिक्रीमेंट हेयर इज कंपेरेटिवली लेसर इन केस ऑफ वुमेन. इफ यू कंपेयर द नंबर ऑफ वुमेन्स और परसेंटेज ऑफ वुमेन विद द परसेंटेज ऑफ मेन इन द सेम एज ग्रुप, वुमेन आर लेसर इन नंबर, बट द डिक्रीमेंट ओवर द रिस्पेक्टिव और consecutive age group is comparatively lesser in case of women. So this sex pyramid is not an easy thing. You need to study or look it into in a holistic way. At the same time, we need to remember too that जो अभी 10 से 14 साल के एज ग्रुप में जितने मेल और फीमेल हैं, वो आज से 14 साल पहले वो 0 to 4 एज ईयर के एज ग्रुप में होंगे. मीन्स जो अभी जो 5 से 9 ईयर के एज ग्रुप के नंबर ऑफ मेल्स एंड फीमेल्स का जो पॉपुलेशन है, वो आज से 5 साल पहले वो होगा 0 to 4 ईयर एज ग्रुप में. दिस वाज मतलब कि टाइम के साथ ये अपवर्ड मूवमेंट शो कर रहा है. जो अभी से 0 to 4 ईयर के एज ग्रुप में नंबर ऑफ मेल्स एंड फीमेल्स हैं, फ्यूचर में ये अपवर्ड शिफ्ट करेंगे और नया फिगर आएगा, एंड दैट न्यू फिगर or new number of males and females will be depend upon the future rate of population growth or future rate of population growth together with the sex ratio of the given country Nigeria. ठीक है, अभी जो 0 से 4 ईयर के एज ग्रुप में जितने नंबर ऑफ मेल्स एंड फीमेल्स हैं, फ्यूचर में क्या होगा, नया फिगर आएगा 0 to 4 ईयर में, और ये शिफ्ट कर जाएंगे 5 to 9 ईयर्स के ग्रुप में. तो ये जो ब्लॉक है, द लोएस्ट ब्लॉक 0 to 4 ईयर वाला जो ब्लॉक है, ये शिफ्ट करके 5 to 9 ईयर में चला जाएगा. 5 to 9 ईयर वाला शिफ्ट करके 10 to 14 ईयर के ग्रुप में चला जाएगा, एंड सो ऑन. ये एक एक ब्लॉक ऊपर की तरफ शिफ्ट करेगा और नया एक ब्लॉक आएगा फ्यूचर में. मीन्स आफ्टर 4 ईयर, अभी जो 0 से 4 ईयर में जो ब्लॉक है वो ऊपर शिफ्ट करेगा, और एक नया फ्यूचर में आगे जा करके फ्यूचर में एक नया ब्लॉक बनेगा. एंड दैट न्यू ब्लॉक का जो बेस होगा, दैट विल डिपेंड अपॉन द ग्रोथ रेट ऑफ नाइजीरिया विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द सेक्स रेशियो ऑफ नाइजीरिया. समझ रहे हो? तो अभी का ये एग्जैक्टली आज का फिगर है, बट अब अगर हम पास्ट में जाएंगे तो ऊपर वाला ब्लॉक नीचे की तरफ शिफ्ट करेगा, अगर हम फ्यूचर में जाएंगे तो नीचे वाला ब्लॉक ऊपर की तरफ शिफ्ट करेगा और नया ब्लॉक आएगा. अगर पास्ट में जाएंगे, ऊपर वाला ब्लॉक नीचे शिफ्ट करेगा, और जो उसके सबसे नीचे वाला ब्लॉक है वो गायब हो जाएगा, वो रिमूव हो जाएगा. सो ये फ्यूचर का ट्रेंड, पास्ट का ट्रेंड, और ओवरऑल नंबर ऑफ मेल फीमेल, टोटल पॉपुलेशन, बर्थ रेट, फर्टिलिटी रेट, और टाइम के साथ उस पूरे कंट्री का ट्रेंड, डेमोग्राफिक डिविडेंड का ट्रेंड, ये पूरी चीज़ों को ये शो करता है एज सेक्स पिरामिड. तो दिस इज नॉट द सिंपल थिंग टू स्टडी, इट इज़ वेरी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड थिंग. सो यू नीड टू फोकस मोर हेयर. यहाँ पे बड़े ध्यान से आपको देखने की ज़रूरत है, तब जाके आप चीज़ों को समझ पाओगे. ठीक है? सो for the today's class, for the time being, I am just stopping over here. इस सेक्स पिरामिड को अभी मैंने जस्ट बताया, आपको इंट्रोडक्शन दिया कि हाउ वी यूज टू स्टडी दिस थिंग्स. सो आप घर पे प्लीज़ इसको 2-3 बार पढ़ें, रिवाइज करें, ये तीनों फिगर को एनालाइज करने की कोशिश करें. फर्स्ट फिगर इज ऑल अबाउट द एक्सपेंडिंग पॉपुलेशन ऑफ different countries of the world. Here the specific case is taken of Nigeria. Then second figure is all about the constant population trend of different countries, here with a specific example of Australia. And the third figure is all about the declining population pyramid of different countries of the world with a specific case study of Japan. तो इन तीनों फिगर को आप पढ़ें. थ्योरी पार्ट पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं, एनालाइज करें. ट्राई टू एनालाइज द दिस ग्राफ और दिस फिगर्स. सो वी विल स्टार्ट एंड आई विल डिस्कस इन डिटेल दिस एज-सेक्स pyramid in the next class. By the time, see you, bye bye. If there is any doubt, just place it over Google Classroom. वहाँ पे असाइनमेंट आप बनाएं, असाइनमेंट के साथ साथ अपने डाउट्स को भी वहाँ पे क्वेश्चन के फॉर्म में जस्ट प्लेस इट देयर. इफ योर क्वेश्चन इज वैलिड एंड इफ आई हैव टू आंसर all of your question, definitely I will reply. Okay, bye bye, see you.